Hello, everybody. This is Andrew Hicks, your Market Center Tech Trainer for the Ubaldini Group. Today, we're going to go over how to create a campaign inside of Command. We changed it around quite a bit from how it used to look. It's a little bit different now, a lot easier, and our leads tend to come in for a little bit less than what they used to. Now, there's also some updated best practices because the landscape has changed, obviously, with advertising and with Facebook and everything. So some of the things we used to do may not work quite as well now. So we're going to go through all of that and make sure that your ads are able to be uh, functional and good. So we'll go ahead and get started. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to come into Command and we're going to go to Campaigns over here on the left-hand side. And if you forget what all these different little hieroglyphics mean over here on the left side, you can always click on the red KW in the upper left, and that will expand it and put a name right next to it. So we're going to go to Campaigns. Now, next, we're going to go to Create Campaign to start creating it, but I do want to show you something real quick. So if we click on Paid Ads up here, now you can see if I scroll down, I can see some of the old ads that I've had here. So if I've ran ads in the old Paid Ads experience, all the results, all that information is going to show up down here below. Any of the new stuff is going to be in our new area, which we'll have to use Quick Start or Create Campaign to get to. Now you can also see some helpful information here. Tyler Shields is awesome. We're going to use his follow-up smart plan for our Facebook ad. That way we can just steal from the best. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Create Campaign here in the upper right. And we're going to choose Paid Ad. And this is going to open up into the new paid ad experience. So here we go. So you can see we get the option to choose from all kinds of different types of ads. Now this looks a lot different than it used to. So kind of the important things, the things you need to know are these top four. These one have that little blue badge that says include Facebook lead form. That means that when somebody clicks on your ad, it's going to pop up a window within Facebook asking them for their email address, phone number, their name, and confirming that it's okay for you to reach out to them. Now, that's that permission for you to use automated texting, calling, all that stuff. Even if they're on the do not call list, if they click on that and consent to it, then you can work with them. And this is really probably the only time you'll ever hear me recommend Twilio, because if you start doing a lot of these ads, the amount of leads that come in can be a little bit overwhelming. So in that case, I recommend using Twilio for some of that text follow up. So to drill down a little bit more on it, so we can advertise a listing, a single image or video for a specific listing, and that's to attract buyers, obviously. I like using this one. This one's probably my favorite one. I've seen the best results with it. You can do listing with multi images. So you can advertise a single listing with multiple images of that listing. You can also do a multi listing carousel. So you can have multiple listings that you're advertising on there. This type of ad is really great for an ad if you're running about, let's say, homes with a pool in Pinellas County for under $500,000. You could select a couple of those listings in there, use that as the headline, and use that in whatever criteria you'd like. You can get creative with it. The next one is a non-listing single image or video. So that's if you want to advertise an event, you want to advertise, your home value calculator, anything like that. If we go down below a little bit more, we've got attract sellers, and you'll notice this little yellow badge says use your landing page lead form. So if somebody clicks on that, it's not going to ask them for their information. It's not going to be pre-filled into it just like it is up here on this one with the Facebook lead form. The beauty of it, including the Facebook lead form, is that the information they provided Facebook is already filled out. So they don't have to type anything at all. And if you've ran ads before, you know that if the consumer has to type in anything at all, the chances of them actually doing that are much, much lower. So the fact that it's already in there for them, it makes a lot of sense. It helps you get a lot more leads that way. This one does not do anything. Once they click on that ad, They go directly to whatever page you're sending them to, and you just have to make sure that your lead form is front, center, something is attractive, getting them to actually put their information in, some kind of offer for them. This one you get a lot less leads, however, they will be more motivated. Attract buyers, single image or video, recruit agents, branding, single image. That's if you wanted to do some recruiting, and then attract sellers using Google Ads. So this one you can now run Google Ads within Command, which is pretty great because those people are quite a bit more motivated. They're much higher intent than the Facebook ads, and really it's kind of easy to see why. For the Facebook ads, they're not actively typing in houses for sale in Tampa. They're just not. It's showing up within their feed as they're scrolling through their friends, family, cats, funny videos, whatever it is they're looking at. It just kind of pops up in there. And Facebook tries its very best to serve up the people that would likely click on it, people that have done the things that people typically do before they end up buying a house. That's how they kind of target those people. With Google Ads, they have to type in what they're looking for. So they have to type in houses for sale in Tampa Bay or how much is my home worth in Tampa. Whatever that is that they're typing in is going to lead them directly to what you were putting out there. So these do get a lot more expensive because they are higher intent and there is a lot of competition in that area. We're not going to be going over that today, but in a future video, we can go over it. But I would not recommend doing this unless you're willing to spend at least $500 per month on running those ads. Now you can see a listing for a single image listing for all the channels, so Facebook, Instagram, and Google. Attract buyers, monthly recurring subscription. Attract sellers, single image on all platforms. Attract buyers, single image on all platforms. And then TikTok ads. And it includes that TikTok lead form. Now, we're not going to go too much into this. That's going to be a future video. But just know that the minimum ad spend per day is going to be around $50 per day for TikTok. So it is quite a bit more expensive. So we're going to go with the tried and true Facebook ads. Now, you may have not had a great experience in the past with the leads that you've gotten from it. And that's because it takes a lot of time for them to be ready. Since they're such low intent, what we've seen is typically around 7 to 9 months is when they're finally ready to convert. Chances are they won't even answer the phone in the first couple of months. But if you do stick with it and you keep following up with them, and you can use the assistance of the smart plan I'm going to give you, which I ripped off from Tyler Shields, who built a giant team just from Facebook ads, then you'll be successful. So I'm going to give you the tools to be successful with it. We're going to walk you through how to create the ad and put a lot of the follow-up on autopilot. So let's get started. We're going to choose my favorite, the listing single image or video. So I'll click on that. And here we go. So this is brand new. It looks a lot different from what it used to. So I'm going to click on this first step, which is Facebook page. I've got to make sure it's linked. It looks like I am. Now, it may look like this is your personal page. However, it will not display your personal Facebook page. It will only link to your Facebook business page. And as you know, whenever you create a business page, you have to have a personal one first. Then you create a business page off of the personal one. So we're not going to go deep into that at all. If you need help with that, feel free to reach out, and I'll have another video on that. Now, listings. This is where we're gonna add in the listing that we want to advertise. Now, it does not have to be your listing to advertise it. You just have to get permission. So what we want to do first is find a listing that we want to advertise. Now, I recommend that you choose a price point in a home with the price point that you want to work in. So what we would do is we would go to our KW site. So I'm going to go to mine here, andrewhicks.kw.com. You can see I am not in production, so this is not a very serious site. So I'm going to click, I found a listing earlier. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go with this one, Baywood Drive in Dunedin. Looks like it's by Kristen Anderson. Awesome. So I'll click on that one time. And yep, this looks good. I'm going to go ahead and use this. And we're going to use this as our landing page as well. So once somebody clicks on our ad and then says, yes, it's okay for us to reach out to them, this is exactly where they're going to go to. And they can fill out more information here to get to request a tour or to contact me. And if they click on any other properties on here, I'm going to follow them around to whatever property they go to. So if they click on any of the similar ones, I'm going to be right there front and center right along with them. So that's why we want to use our page. That way they have to use us if they want more information. So this one, I'm just going to copy the address here, 572 Baywood Drive. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. And I'm going to go back to my campaign. And I'm going to choose to add my listing. Now this looks a lot different as well. So if I click on filters here, this is where I can filter through different information. So if I click on where it says columns here, I can change it to search by MLS ID, listing status, property type, all kinds of different things. Typically, we're going to use street address or MLS ID. So I'm going to do street address, contains, and I'm just going to paste that right in there. Now it takes a little while for it to search, so we have to be patient on this one here. And I learned the hard way, once it does pull it up, don't hit that X or it will take away the filters. So let's see if it finds it, and it was not able to find it. So that does sometimes happen. So let's try it by the MLS ID. Do see details, there's that MLS ID. Just gonna copy that and change that to MLS ID. I'm just going to start the search all over again. I'll do MLS ID. And let's see what we get here. There it is. It was able to find it now. So like I said, I learned the hard way. Do not hit that little X. Just click anywhere in the blank area and we can select that. Now, in some cases, you may not be able to find your listing at all with the MLS ID, the address. If that happens, reach out to your Market Center Tech Trainer. If it's me, shoot me an email with the address saying, hey, I can't find it in here. I'll take a look. If I can't find it, we'll submit a ticket and get that taken care of. But that doesn't mean that you can't run an ad. If I select any listing at all, no matter the state, city, country, whatever, any listing at all, I can just choose whatever listing I'd like to, do select, and then I would just change the pictures that I'm advertising and change the description. Really, all this listings thing does is it just pulls in some of the images from the MLS and the MLS description. That's it. There's no targeting based on this specifically. So if you can't find it in there, kind of as a workaround, you can select any listing at all and then just add your pictures and add your text. So the next part is the targeting. So for targeting, I can choose listing location or I can choose a custom location. Now, if I choose custom location, I can put in a city, postal code, anything I'd like to, and I can advertise up to 10 different locations. Now, one important thing to note, if you are targeting multiple areas, especially metropolitan areas where there's a lot of people around, you'll want to make sure that the budget that you use for the ad scales proportionate with that. So if I'm doing an ad and I've got, the minimum $10 per day and I want to do 2 different locations, I would want to bump my budget up to $20 per day. That way I can make sure that I'm getting the right quality of leads and the right lead flow. For me though, I'm going to do listing location, and this listing is over in Dunedin. And if we look on the map, it is pretty much most of that area is going to be covered in water because it's on the peninsula there. If I zoom out and look at Dunedin, which is right here, if I'm advertising 15 miles out, I'm going to be getting a lot of water. And in some cases, that's okay. I know previously I mentioned to get the most views for your ad, you would want to target the magic area called Egypt Lake Lido right here, because within 15 to 20 miles of that is the entire Tampa Bay area. So if you were to choose targeting in somewhere like that, you would want to increase the budget quite a bit because it's going to be displaying to potentially more people. Now, if I just want to use my $10 a day budget for Dunedin, I would just keep it as it is. So I just keep this as 15 miles, listing location. We'll go ahead and do that. And I know that's a big departure from what I said previously and back in the old paid ads experience. Like I said, things have changed quite a bit. So I'm just going to stick with this. Now I can choose to use an image or a video. So from here, if I hit this drop down, I can choose any image that is on the MLS and it'll pull it in for me automatically. I'm just going to stick with the first one on the MLS. This one looks nice. I can also upload a video. And if I'm uploading a video, I want to make sure that that video is short, less than a minute long. A minute is the absolute maximum I would recommend on there. You also don't want to advertise too much of the house. So don't show them everything in the video. They have to have a reason to click on it and reach out to you in order for them to get all of the information about the property. Otherwise, they can just watch the video and not ever have to click on learn more, and they'll know everything about it. So, two things on there, very important. Make sure that the video is short if you use it, and make sure that it's high quality. Most videos that have sound, people typically don't browse with their sound on, so the sound may not help out too much. So the next part is the text. So this is even more important than it used to be. So you'll notice as we go through this ad, there's no way to target specific groups of people. And Facebook has not really used their algorithm in targeting based on the audiences that you select in quite some time. So they've updated a while back to do the targeting based off of the ad text and the content of the ad. So if I include a video here and I have captions for whatever I'm talking over the video of, or if I'm in the video talking, it's going to be using those captions or what I'm saying to target my audience. So it's crazy. So you'll want to make sure that you put in all the relevant information in here on who it is that you're targeting. And it's actually really, really easy now. So I'm just going to delete everything that's inside of here. And you'll notice we do have merge fields where if I click on city here, it's going to autofill with the city of that property's in. So it'll say Dunedin on there. As you can see here in the preview, it says Dunedin right there. Any of these merge fields will automatically add in my information. I'm not sure if logo will work. Yes, the logo doesn't work on there. But city, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, blah, blah, blah. That information will be pulled in on there. Those are working merge fields. So the recommendation now is to give them as much information about the property as possible. So we want to put in the number of bedrooms, the number of bathrooms, the area that this property is in, and most importantly, the price. Since it's using the content of the ad to target our audience, it's going to look for people that are searching inside of that price point. And we also want to mention that it's listing or for sale, not for rent, because if we put for sale, it knows that we're looking for people that are looking to buy a home, not people that are looking to rent. So those are some really, really important key points here. We just want to put in the information about who it is that we're looking for that wants to buy this house. So it's actually super easy. So we'll say for sale, and this was, let's see, 675,000. So I'm just going to do 675,000, and I'm going to keep that on there so there's no ambiguity. For sale, 675,000, Dunedin, Florida, and it's 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Is that right? Let's double check. Yes. There it is. Yep, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Sorry about that. It is early. So I'll do 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. And then, so you'll notice I put very simple sentences. For sale, 675,000, Dunedin, Florida, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Let's take a look and see what we can find out about what's cool here. Oh, it looks like it's on a canal. That is pretty sick. Yep, access to the Gulf, it looks like. Let's just double check here. 5-minute boat ride to the open water of the Gulf of Mexico. Awesome. So Gulf access. Does it have a boat dock? Let's see. Seawall, blah, blah, blah. Very cool. So this is a nice place here. So we'll say no HOA. they call that. That was a boat. I'm not a boat person, so I may not know everything here. Boat davits. Um, so I'm just going to put in a couple of things, a few of the features that I think are great on here. No HOA, Gulf access on a saltwater canal. And then I'm going to hit this little magic button here. And I'm just going to choose change style. I can choose anything I'd like to. I usually go with vibrant. And it's going to write that for me. So, attention all adventurous social butterflies, live your best life in this stunning waterfront home with direct Gulf access, no pesky HOA fees to cramp your style. With 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, it's perfect. It's the perfect spot for entertaining friends or relaxing. So, I'm going to take out this attention all you adventurous social butterflies because maybe you want to be on a boat because you don't like people and you want to be out in the middle of the water. So, I'm just going to do for sale $675 because it seemed to take that part out. AI is not always the brightest, but that's okay because it's got us to help. Also, thank you, AI. For sale, $675,000 in Dunedin. So that's really it. That's probably about as good as better than I'd ever figure out how to write something. You may have noticed in the previous classes I've done, I have a hard time with creative writing. I'm not that great with it. So I usually just take other people's stuff, cut it up a little bit. This is perfect. No overthinking, set it, forget it. It does it for you. It's got all the information there. 675 Dunedin, 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, no HOA. That's awesome. Now, the next part is we do still need to add emojis in for best results because that is the human part of it. We want to stop human eyes once they get to our ad. So let's just go ahead and add a couple in there. Let's do the heart eyes, one of my favorites. Let's do the palm tree. Let's do a boat. We'll do a yacht, why not? Let's do the sun because it's sunny Florida. Let's do the beach. There we go. And the sun. So now I'm just going to take these, kind of copy and paste these around in different areas. The sun there. Let's do the boat for the Gulf access. And let's do the palm tree right there. And really, it's not terribly important where we put these at. I probably obsess over it a little bit more than most. But we just want to kind of space them out that way. That way we can stop the eye. There we go. So that's it. I'll hit apply. And there we go. So it'll update here in my preview. For sale, $675 in Dunedin, blah, 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 blah. And again, this text here is not so much for the consumer because they're typically not going to read it. They'll stop and see the emojis and pick out keywords from it. But it's really for the AI within Facebook to do its targeting and bring us the people that want this sort of thing. So a really cool thing there. Now, the next part, the headline, this is still important as always. It is the largest part of the text. It's going to be showing up right here. So that's going to be our call to action, or our MOFR, which is not just a funny sounding word. It means make offer for immediate response. So we need to tell them why they need to learn more, what they're going to get from it. So this is where we offer them something. And there's a couple of different ways. If you've been to my classes, we're not going to go too deep into it, but one thing is you can hide information and make it so that they have to click on it to see it. So something where there's no value, but they have to click on it, give you their information in order to see that amazing kitchen or the beautiful view or whatever is the main feature of the house is that we didn't show in our picture. Another one is we can offer them something tangible. So we can, if we're advertising for an open house on this, we could say, click learn more and attend the open house for a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card or $20 Amazon gift card. We're giving them something of value that they very likely want. So if we do that, we can do a raffle for that, get a lot of people in for it, make sure that you stipulate that they have to show up to the open house in order to be in the raffle. And yeah, so that's giving somebody something of value. And then there's always perceived value, which is one that a lot of people miss, but can be very, very effective. So if I was doing an ad towards sellers and I say, click here for a first-time home seller seminar, $800 value, free. Does anybody know how much a first-time home seller seminar is? No, I just made up the value, and that's what I would charge for it, but I'm going to give it to them for free. So it's perceived value. There's no actual value for it, just what I say it is. And that actually surprisingly works pretty well. For this one, though, we're just going to do it very quick and simple. We're just going to say priced to sell, click learn, click to view details, and schedule a tour. And my favorite thing to do is to always add the hand pointing emoji directly towards that learn more button. There we go. So now you can see here my beautiful ad. Finger didn't quite work out there. Let's see. So I'm going to change this to see details. Maybe that'll give me it. And I'm probably obsessing over a tiny thing that doesn't really matter that much, but I like it when the finger is very close to it. Price to sell. I'm just going to take out click to. Does that get me where I want to be? There we go. All right. I don't like it when it's too far down. Click to see details. Schedule a tour. Awesome. So that's good. So that gives some kind of scarcity, price to sell. So it's going to be moving quickly. They need to click on learn more if they're interested. Always a good thing. Now the post lead submission, the destination, that's where we're going to be sending them. And we want to send them to this property because if somebody clicks on learn more and they're expecting to see this property and they just see a search page, they're going to leave and they're going to be upset. So I'm just going to take the URL from this listing in my site. I'm going to copy that up there. And I'm just going to paste it right in here. That way, once they click on learn more, they're brought directly to the listing. And the lead settings, so this is where we can have the leads get tagged as soon as they come in. So we can give them a specific tag as soon as they come into our database, which that's what happens once they click on that lead form. They get added directly into our database. So I'm just going to do Facebook ad, or Facebook ad lead, whatever I use for mine. This is completely optional, this part here. So I'll just say Facebook lead because I like to keep track of which ones came in from Facebook, which ones came in from Google, and all the other lead sources. The next part is the smart plan. And this is where it's very important to make sure that they're on a smart plan as soon as they come in, because life happens, people get busy, you may forget to follow up immediately, and before you know it, a week and a half has passed, and that speed lead is long gone, and chances of working with them are very slim. So there's a smart plan that I created that I just kind of took a whole bunch of pieces from other people that are doing incredibly well and combined them into one smart plan that does most of the follow-up for you. Like I said, borrowed a lot from Tyler Shields. I borrowed quite a bit from Tim Lester. Anybody who's doing it at a high level, they are not safe. I stole what they did and I put them into one. I did give credit to them as well, though. So that smart plan is going to be called RAD Internet Lead Follow-Up, if you can imagine. So the way that it works, and I'll just go ahead and show you here real quick, just so you have an idea, it does have you call them a little bit, has you call them a couple of times personally. So I'm going to go to my smart plans here. I'll show you how to download it as well. So once you're in your smart plans, if you click on library, we're going to search by smart plan name, and we'll just search for RAD Internet. And there we go, RAD Internet Lead Follow-Up. You can see it lasts for a very long time. So this smart plan lasts for a very, very long time because, like I said, it's usually around 7 to 9 months that they finally respond to us, or that they finally end up making a move. So I'm going to search for that one here just so I can show you a little bit about it. And it adds them to several other smart plans, so it actually goes on forever. So I'm just going to click on edit over here. And you can see the first step is to make a phone call. So this is going to give you a task to call that contact. You can see I gave a little bit of information here on what to say in case you get a little bit lost. So first step, always call the contact, gauge where they're at in the home buying process, ask if they'd like to see the property at a specific date and time. And then if they're just starting their home search, ask if you can reach out in a month, set task to follow up in 1 month, blah, blah, blah. It also sends a text message, and I have this set up for Twilio. So it just says, hi, contact first name. Thanks for reaching out about the listing. I'd love to provide you with more details. Now, this smart plan can be used with any Facebook ad that you run. It's not specific to any one listing, and it's going to be branded to you automatically. Everything in here says that it's you. So there's no need to edit anything if you don't need to. It's all just ready to go out of the box. And a lot of the text I borrowed from Tyler Shields. And a lot of the times they're going to be asking different questions on different through different text messages throughout this whole smart plan. So if they didn't answer one question, they may answer another one. So the next one is day 2, create a task. And this is important here. This is another thing that you'll have to do manually, is you'll have to add them to several neighborhoods that home was listed in. That way later on, when it sends them the monthly neighborhood nurture, it has information to send out to them. That's a key point here as well. Day 3 sends another text. So you're checking out some houses we posted online. Are you looking to buy a home or just browsing? The next one, it adds them to the digital farming smart plan, which is another one that I kind of stole content from other people from. It's got the monthly neighborhood nurture. So the first day that they get added to it, which is day 4, they get added to the monthly neighborhood nurture, and that goes on forever. Then 14 days from then, they get added to Kimber Walton's real estate newsletter, which is an amazing newsletter with all the content created for you already. The articles are written inside of it. There's pictures. It looks pretty. And it's branded to you automatically. Stole that from her because she's great at doing that, and why not borrow from the best? And that's another touch that goes out automatically. So they're going to be getting 2 touches each month automatically that you don't have to worry about. That's why I said this pretty much does everything for you except call the contact. It can't do that. So day 5 has to call the contact, gauge their intent level, ask to set an appointment. The most important thing, always set an appointment, give them next steps, sends out another text message, sent you an email the other day with some insights on the neighborhood you checked out. It asks them another question, text message, and you'll notice throughout this plan, it ramps up every 30 days. So it'll start communicating with that person more every 30 days, because we found that at the 30-day mark, the 60-day mark, and the 90-day mark is when people typically tend to start responding. So it's built in. Like I said, I'm not going to go too deep and go over all the steps, but it will have you follow up with them until they die or you die. And a lot of it is automated. You'll end up giving them a call every quarter as time goes on, but it'll keep you in communication. So once you download that smart plan, that's what we're going to use here. I know it was a bit of a tangent, but I hope you found that helpful, because we can make the best ad possible, pull in a ton of leads, but if we don't follow up with them, it doesn't really matter. So that's why this part is probably one of the most important pieces of it. So again, that's RAD Internet Lead Follow-Up. Next, the DBA logo, it does it for us, which is great. And then next we do proceed the last step. And this is where we choose the date that it's going to be running and the budget. So like I said, this is a little bit lower than what I typically recommend, especially inside of a city. I recommend at least $10 per day for the ad spend. Now, that doesn't matter if you're running it for 5 days or 500 days. $10 per day really is the way that you get the best quality leads and the most leads. And the way that it works, just in case you're curious of how it is that Facebook chooses who gets what lead, what ad displays to what person, the best way to explain it is that Facebook knows everybody that's on its site and knows their browsing habits and behavior and knows what people have done before they bought a house. So it has a pretty good idea of who it needs to show the ad to make sure that you get exactly what it is you're looking for, which is people that are ready to buy. Now, there is a premium on that because doing that sort of thing is expensive, so it does cost a lot of money. So Facebook demands a lot of money in return. Now, some companies spend hundreds of thousands of dollars per day on Facebook ads. In any given city, they could be spending $2,000 to $3,000 per day. And that's not the Zillows, that's not the Realtor.com, the Redfin. That's real estate teams and lead aggregator companies. They know that if they spend that money, they get a really good return on it. So, what we want to do is we want to put in the most amount that we can and make our ads as attractive as possible. And as soon as they click on that ad, we want to reach out to them and be a person, which is something that they really just can't do at scale. So that's where your advantage is. Now, the best way to kind of look at this and kind of conceptualize the way that the budget works and everything within the Facebook ad realm is, let's say that you're at a convention, and at that convention they all sell a pen, just one specific type of pen. Nothing is different. There's 100 different vendors inside of that convention. They're all selling the exact same pen from the exact same manufacturer. Nothing is different. All the stalls look exactly the same. It's a very, very pointless convention, but that's where we are. Now, there's one person at the door that is taking tickets and accepting money for people coming in. That person knows every single person in that city. So most people that are likely to come into that convention, he knows directly, and those people trust him. He can point people to specific vendors, and that's who's going to be getting all the business out of those 100 people. If I go up to that person at the door and say, "Hey, here's $500," make sure that I get at least 400 people to come buy my pen. He's going to make sure to send 400 people that he knows are looking to buy a pen. Let's say he talked to Bob yesterday, and Bob said, "I really need to buy a pen," and he walks through the doors and he says, "Oh, you need a pen? Go to this guy." So that's kind of how the budget part of this works. You want to make sure that you're spending enough to get the high quality leads and the best lead flow, because if somebody's on Facebook, Facebook knows exactly what their intentions are and if they're likely to click on it. There may have been a history of this person clicking on an ad previously and ending up working with that agent and buying a house. It knows that. So again, $10 per day is probably the best, that is actually the minimum of what you want to do. If you do more, your chances of getting higher quality leads and more of them is much, much higher. So I'm just going to change this here. I'm going to start it on Friday, the 24th, and I'm going to let that run until Tuesday. So that's $10. And I know previously the guidance was 2 weeks using $30, which was a very small budget. Things have changed quite a bit, and you'll get a lot better results using a higher budget on here. So I chose these dates because I've started to notice that Monday and Tuesday are starting to be almost about as equal as Friday and Saturday as far as when the leads come in. A lot of people seem to want to move on Monday and Tuesday. So we're going to capture Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That way I get my $50. I'm going to be spending that much. So that's $10 of average spend. I wouldn't recommend doing anything less than 4 days, because the first day that you run the ad, Facebook is learning who it needs to be targeting from it. It doesn't just immediately understand who it needs to go after. It runs it, displays it to different people that fit the criteria of what you put in that text, and it displays it to them. If those people don't click on it, it thinks it made a mistake. So it shows it to a different group of people, a different segment. And it will keep doing that until it finds the segment where it gets the most traction, where the most people are clicking, filling out their information. So the first 2 days of the learning stage, so you want to make sure that you do at least 4 days to really see decent results. 5 days is also pretty low as well. But yeah, that's kind of how that works there. And if you are going to run one of these ads with a higher budget, let's say $100, feel free to reach out to me and I can walk you through the ad, make sure everything looks good. I don't want you to spend $100 and get absolutely nothing. That would break my heart. So feel free to reach out if you're going to be spending quite a bit of money onto it, or even if this is a lot of money to you, I get it. Reach out to me. I'll make sure that we maximize what it is you're doing so that you can get some results from it. Now, the next part is we add in our card, and I'm not going to add mine in here. I trust you all, but not that much. And then we just do purchase now, and that will run our ad starting on Friday, which is what I put on there. So this is a really good example. If you're watching this now, feel free to steal that idea. But yeah, hope you found this helpful. And if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out.